Hey everyone, it's me. Obviously, I'm in the car in a parking lot, and I'm down here in Plano because I needed to come to the Dollar Tree to get a few things, and I checked two Dollar Trees in my area, one in my town and one in the next town, and they did not have what I'm looking for, and also one of the stores was really trashed. Um, Too much stuff in the aisles, in the way, and things not where they're supposed to be. I don't like shopping like that. I do not like to have to dig through things, um, find things, misplaced when I'm trying to shop. I don't like that. And so I came down here to Plano to the very nice Dollar Tree where I've done a video in before, which seems to be even bigger than my Dollar Tree. And this one is always very clean, nice shiny floors and all that. And I enjoy shopping in this store, but also because I needed to go to Joanne to get something, and my town doesn't have a Joanne, so I came down here to Plano. And it's a rainy day. It's rained all morning. It's not raining right now, and it's about I think when I checked on my phone, it was, well, I'm looking down there, but my phone is where I'm recording. Usually it's over here. It was 42 degrees, but it said it felt like 39, I guess because of the wind. And so I have on my rain jacket because you never know if it's going to stop pouring again. And I have on my beanie. And it is cold in my car. My car has no heat and no defrost. If you remember, in the summer, it had no air conditioning. Whatever has caused the air conditioning to quit working has caused the heat and the defrost. And I have had it looked at, and it's something that's underneath the glove compartment here. Motor wheel or wheel motor, I think it is. And but that's okay. I'm from the north originally, so I know how to wear layers, and if that's what I have to do until I can put money back to get it fixed, then that's what I'll do. But this month is also my car inspection and tags. Down here they hit you with both at the same time. And thank God that your heater and defrost don't have to work to get inspected. And so before the month is up, I'll need to get the car inspected, and I guess that's about it as far as why I'm in a cold car. Thank you all for your wonderful, friendly comments and any prayers that anyone has prayed. I'm feeling so much better. I started to feel better on Saturday, and I have been migraine free since Saturday. Off and on, I've had a little like a sinus headache, but nothing like the awful brainstem disease, which is Chiari malformation migraine that I came down with last weekend, and I had for most of last week. It was pretty bad, but God gave me grace, and I made it. And sometimes we just have to be still. The Bible says in Psalms 46:10, be still and know, that He is God. And sometimes we just have to be still and know, hey, I'm going through something, but God's still on the throne. God's still in control. And I'm just going to be still and wait on the Lord. And He's so faithful. And we had a great day at church yesterday after our Sunday morning service, which was really great, a great encouraging message the preacher preached from Psalms 116, if you want to look it up. And then after the service, we had a lot of food and fellowship. We didn't have our usual Sunday night evening service because at my church, when we sit down to, like what my pastor calls dinner on the ground, we just make a whole day of it. We just stay there, we eat, and then we stay visiting. It's a whole day thing. I got to church at 10:15. We go at church on Sunday at 10:30. We have a prayer meeting before our service begins, and that is at 10:30. And so I went at 10:15 because I had made that haystack dessert, and I wanted to know where they wanted me to put it, whoever was in charge of all that. And so anyway, so I was there from 10:15 and I didn't get home till after 4. So I'm telling you, when we have food and fellowship, it is an all-day thing, and it's wonderful. I mean, someone was, I don't know if you can see him. I don't know where he went now, but he was on his phone walking and looking down on his phone like people do when they're walking. I don't, because I'm so clumsy. I know that I'll trip over myself and get hurt, but he was looking down and stepped off that curb and kept his head down while on his phone, and he started to head like he was going to walk into my car. Then when he realized it, he looked up and went the other way. It is just wonderful to spend time with the family of God. There's an old chorus that says, "I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God." And I am thankful that I am. And it was just a wonderful day. And when I got home, I took care of my animals and I washed up and changed. And I was in my pajamas after I took care of the animals. And I was patiently waiting for all my chickens to go roost so that I could lock them up and I could get to bed. And I slept very well last night. I'm thankful for a good night's sleep. And I'm watching the minutes there. I'll tell you, I don't think I mentioned this. I know one day when I was feeling down with that migraine, I had done a little video on a water problem out on the land that I live on. It's been going on for some time, and the landlord has been tracking it from his house and trying to figure out, where is this water leak from? Last Sunday, when I left for church, I shut my toilet water off. And so I was at church maybe like 3.5 hours. And then when I got out, I called the landlord and told him, that I had shut my toilet water off that whole time I was at church so that he could see if there's any difference. He was trying to nail it down. Is the water problem from my toilet? There's a couple other travel trailers out there. Is it from there? Is there a leak in the water line? It all has to be narrowed down. And if you remember, months ago, the city or the county had come through and made those trenches and put in all new water pipes and lines for the subdivisions, and we were wondering if it was a bad meter. I don't understand it all, but the landlord does, and believe me, he's been on it. He has called that company that came through for the county or for the city. I don't remember which, that put that meter in, and they said that if the problem was with the meter, they would put a work order in and come back out and replace all that. So that's why the landlord's been trying to narrow it down. And so what's been going on is my toilet tank water has been running. It was running. I timed it. It would run about a minute, sometimes less than a minute, and quit and then start again. And the valve thing with the pump has been replaced twice, brand new ones. And I think it was not this past Saturday, the Saturday before last week. The landlord's two handymen came out and they were digging up around that meter to check the meter. And one of them came in and checked the valve of my tank and then replaced, went to Home Depot and bought a new flapper, replaced the flapper, set it up, with it has like a little, I would call it like a sundial thing on it. And he set that and made sure it was sealed. And and then we waited and didn't hear nothing running for hours. I didn't hear nothing. And then it started. Anyway, this has been going on all week and since last week. And so yesterday morning, I shut it off, my toilet water, while I was at church. Saturday, while I was at the laundromat, I shut it off, and I would let the landlord, know. So he can see that some water is being used. It's from a couple other people that live out there, and it made a difference when I shut it off. And so we narrowed it down to, it was something with someone's pulling in right next to me, very close, with loud musica. And anyway, this morning he sent over his friend, the handyman, and he came, and what did he do? He put some kind of sealant stuff. He went again to Home Depot and bought some kind of kit. He put some kind of sealer, I think, around the flapper. He adjusted the chain, and he did something else. And anyway, he flushed it, and we turned the water on, and he waited about 20 minutes because he had to go someplace else, and it didn't run. And then I waited an hour before I came out to do my errands, and it hadn't run. And so I'm trusting that now it's fixed. But I'll be glad if it is. And I know the landlord will be too, because I'll tell you, let's see, one day during the week, it was, in one span, I don't know if it was within an hour or 40 minutes, 200 gallons of water had been used. And, I mean, that's a shame. But until it could all be narrowed down, what could you do? Boy, this parking lot is busy. There's a floor and decor store next to the Dollar Tree. I've never been in that floor and decor, but people are just going in and coming out of there. And so people really liked my dessert that I made. I have made that dessert about 4 or 5 years ago when our church had a fellowship thing at someone's house that lives way out in the country. And I don't bake. I don't like to bake. And so I had made that dessert then, and people really liked it. And so I made it Saturday night to bring to church yesterday, and people liked it. Now, I have never liked it. It's something that my mother made when I was a kid, and I never liked it. I think it's the texture of those chow mein noodles that I don't like, because I do like peanut butter. I don't eat it often, but I do like peanut butter. And it's peanut butter and butterscotch chips, like you buy the package of chocolate chips. Well, this is the package of butterscotch chips. And then a can or 2 cans of the chow mein noodles. And I take 2 or 3 heaping tablespoons of the peanut butter, put it in a bowl, But before that, I melt down the chips, the butterscotch chips in the microwave, put them in a little bit, take them out, give them a good stir, and put them back in. And when they're just about all melted, I add my 2 heaping tablespoons of peanut butter, and then I put that in the microwave and melt down that, and it's creamy peanut butter I use, and melt that down with the rest of those butterscotch chips and take it out and stir it till it's really, really creamy. And then I dump in a can. I think I used a can and a half because I didn't make a whole bunch because, you go to something like that and there's lots of desserts, there's lots of food. So I didn't make a whole bunch. I think I made 20. And I think I used a can and a half, maybe 2 cans of those chow mein noodles. And you dump them into that creamy mixture and you stir that up. Well, or you fold it. I guess a professional cook would say you fold it in and mix it up really slowly. You want it to be creamy, and you want all those noodles to get in, get some of that cream. And then sometimes you got to melt down a little more peanut butter. I had to yesterday. And then I take a teaspoon. My mother used to use a ladle, but I use a teaspoon. And you just scoop up a bunch of it and then put it on parchment paper. It doesn't have to be perfect, like a perfect ball. No, just take a teaspoon of it, or if you want them bigger, use a tablespoon, and then dump it on the parchment paper, because they're supposed to look like haystacks. That's the name of the dessert, is haystacks. And that's all you do. And then you put them in the fridge, and you take them out a little bit before you're going to serve them. And then I had bought those little picks that had a little pickup truck on them with pumpkins in the back. I bought those sticks, like I said in my video, from Hobby Lobby. $2.99 and 70% off. I paid next to nothing for 24 of them. And I just added that to it. So if you're looking for a quick no-bake dessert, 3 ingredients, that is something you could do. I don't know how many of you will like it, though. Like I say, I never liked it, but people from my church do like it. And someone had made a delicious ham. Now, I'm not one for ham because I find it too salty. I don't even have salt in my house. So I never go for ham, but someone was in front of me getting a big piece of that ham, and they said, "Would you like me to cut you a piece?" And I said, "Well, just a small piece. I'm afraid it's going to be too salty." And do you know, it wasn't? I really enjoyed that piece of ham. And so there was ham, and it had pineapples on it. And what else? My pastor's wife made brisket and pork brisket, I think. And then someone made chicken. And somebody made like a type of Alfredo, I guess a shrimp Alfredo. But instead of egg noodles, it was like linguine. But it was good. I had some of that. Someone made potato salad. There was corn. There was green beans. There was mashed potatoes, gravy, egg salad. Biscuits, a salad. Someone made a real nice salad that had cut up apples in it, and lettuce, and cranberries, and some other stuff in it. And there was probably more food, I forget. And then desserts, there was my haystacks, and there was cupcakes. There was homemade banana bread pudding. There was pumpkin pie. There was cake. And I'm sure there was more. I didn't have any desserts. No dessert at all. It was a real good time. So I guess I'm gonna go into this Dollar Tree. I need to get a couple things, and then Joanne is right up the road, just at the end of the road in another plaza. But I am gonna go into this store now that it stopped raining, and it's actually clearing up. But I just thought I'd call you up and I wonder why so many people go in that store. Floor and Decor. When I first read it, I was thinking it's like a tile store where they sell tile and carpeting, but people are heading in there. I think today I'm gonna make some kind of soup. It's a good soup day, and I think I'm gonna do that. And so I'm gonna let you go, but I hope you're all having a good day. Maybe you can let me know in the comments what you're working on. I'm working on several things. And when I get home, I need to organize my current things that I'm working on, because last week I just shoved things in bags and in boxes and put them up because there was no way that I could crochet last week. I did try, but I just couldn't. And I have not forgot to show you that little beanie or hat that I made that little 18-month-old boy from church that had been in the hospital. So, I mean, I have things I need to, that are done, that I need to get out and do a video on. And then I could do a video on things I'm working on now that I'm feeling better and up to doing some videos. So, I hope you're all having a good day. And, oh, and I wanted to say, now I should have said this in the beginning. I want to say thank you so much to my new subscribers. I mean, there's been a bunch of you that have found me. And I stopped in someone's live last evening. It just came up on my phone that this person was live. It's someone I never heard of before. And I think it popped up because Kelly from Kelly from I Bring It Every Day was on the panel of this gentleman, and I follow Kelly. I really love and appreciate Kelly and her husband. And anyway, when it popped up, I said, oh, there's Kelly, so I'm going to go into that live. So I went in and introduced myself, and of course Kelly recognized me, and Cuppy was there, and there was a few others that I know that were in the chat, and I cannot remember the man's name, but his channel name is Backlash. Wow. Whew. I thought someone knocked on my door, and it was my seatbelt had finally retracted all the way, and the metal part had hit the car. Backlash. I think it's Backlash Fisherman. He knits and he crochets, and in his live he was knitting. He's very nice. Very nice. He's in North Carolina. I forget what part, but he's over there. And very nice people in that chat. If you don't know him, go check him out. And he has very nice moderators and very nice, friendly, welcoming people in his chat. I got to meet some, and that is very encouraging. Very encouraging with all that's going on these YouTube streets. That was very encouraging. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful that I got to meet him and meet the people that follow him. And I am following him now. I have subscribed to him. So anyway, I'm going to go because there's a big cloud heading this way, and I don't know if the sky's going to open up again. Oh, someone's bringing their little doggy into Floor and Decor. And then someone's looking up at the sky and running into the Dollar Tree, so she probably figures it's gonna rain any minute. Anyway, everyone, I'll be talking to you later. Maybe I will do a video this evening, maybe, showing you some things that I did get made before I came down that week not feeling well. But anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you again so much for being patient with me and all your kind words. And remember, God is large and He's in charge.